Hello, everybody. It is your girl, Nat Martin, and we are here going live on Talk with Nat. We about to talk about honoring the young man, Senior Airman Roger Fortson. Um, it's more than I thought was going on with this story. So, for those that don't know what's going on, Senior Airman Roger Fortson, he actually served in the United States Air Force. He's actually originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Um, I found out something that I didn't really understand the connection. He joined the Air Force in July of 2019. And when I first heard the story, I just kept saying, it's an airman whose life was taken. It's a young black man whose life was taken. And it was bothering me because I'm raising a young black king. And I don't want to ever see anybody's parents or family go through such a hard time. But as I kept sitting still, I kept saying, man, this is so sad. I learned that he was actually from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm like, wait a minute. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. That means that this young man joined the Air Force here. Those that don't know my background or know what I've done in the Air Force, my career in the Air Force for the latter part was I was a recruiter. Not only was I a recruiter, but I was a recruiter supervisor for the state of Georgia. So any applicant that joined the United States Air Force had to come across my office for me to interview and ensure that they, can join. That was my job. That was my job from August 2014. So a lot of people wonder why am I here in Georgia? That's why. I got stationed here in August 2014. I took over the Atlanta Military Interest Processing Station. I came in as just a linko, which is a liaison. However, within 3 months, I became the supervisor. I've been the supervisor holding that all the way up until I retired in 2022. Realizing that I was like, wait a minute, like I have put in thousands and thousands of young men and women into the Air Force. I have had them come across my desk from either first taking their ASVAB test to coming in and they actually get to dep in and seeing their families and loved ones come in and, beg me, like, please let me see my son or daughter join. And those days are always very dear and sacred for the family because even in my job and in my role that I played, there was a time when we didn't allow the families to come see their loved ones get sworn into the United States Air Force. And I would get parents calling me. Some parents will sit outside my window at my office and they're like, I'm like, man, we're not allowing it. And then I done snuck parents in through the back door and told them that they was my special guest because I had parents just coming from all over. And the moment that a young man or a young woman joins the United States Air Force, it's monumental. It's the change of their life. It's transformational. It's endearing. I used to always hit hard to my guys that work for me like, listen, I know we're working hard. I know we're tired in here. We have countless hours of doing the same thing every day. But when it's time for those applicants to swear in, if they don't have family up here, go in there and congratulate them and go in there and take a picture for them so they can show their families. So, yes, my day was so busy. And I will always, just pay that forward and go in there because I know that I'm a part of a transformation process. I know that I'm transforming lives. That young man left for basic training in November 2019. Um, and I understand when you come from a family that may not have military in it, or you come from a family and it's like you graduate and you're about to embark onto something great. The last thing that you want to hear is that that loved one is no longer here. And the way that this situation played out, it's very unfortunate. So it's been weighing heavy on my heart because the people that serve with me, they know what type of leader I am. I'm straight. I'm a leader's leader. I lead the charge from the front, and I always don't wait for people to tell me what to do. I just do it. So I'm really sitting here as retired Master Sergeant Martin, asking for all my veterans that are local to the Atlanta area. I need you to show up and support, to show his family that his life meant something. He was a part of something great. The wake is actually happening now. It started at noon today up until 7 p.m. tonight. The funeral is tomorrow at 11 a.m. My church is hosting the wake and the funeral at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. All of the information is going to be in the caption. If you're not in the military, just please come and show your support, because this is the thing. It doesn't matter if you knew this young man. It doesn't matter. The way I live my life is that I don't have to know someone directly to care. I don't have to know someone directly to show empathy and compassion and support. I literally sat in classrooms all day yesterday teaching. It wiped me out. I was in the classroom teaching some ROTC kids. And of course, y'all know I'm all about resiliency and leadership development. But even in the middle of my presentation, I had to stop, because when I feel energy in the room, or I feel there's confusion, or I feel that, there's something they need to know, I had to stop and really pour into these youth, because they were confused about what role we play. And I'm not saying everybody has to be joining the military. I am no longer a recruiter. Let me make that very clear. I used to have times where I couldn't sleep at night, because I always used to say, I put so many people in, I never want anything to happen to any of them. As hard charging of a leader I was, I have such a huge heart. And I remember I have people that still hit me up and they're like, Sergeant Martin, you remember me? I remember faces. I may not remember names, because I've touched thousands of lives. But one thing for sure is that if it's in my capacity that I can still show support and honor, I will always. It doesn't matter. I done flew out to different states to help support people that I haven't talked to in years, just because of our interaction. So I want people to understand this. If you're not even in the state of Georgia, one, let's take it back. If you're in the state of Georgia, please come show support. If you can't show up today for the wake, go tomorrow for the funeral. If you're in the state of Florida and you have the capacity to get to Okaloosa County, there's a candlelight visual that's taking place tomorrow night at 6 p.m. I also have the flyer on my Facebook. I'll put it in the stories as well, so people can get that information. So you may not be in Georgia, but if you are in the capacity in the vicinity of Florida, please go out and support that. If you're not in either of those locations, your support is still needed. You can view the funeral on all New Birth platforms. So you can go look up New Birth on YouTube, Facebook. They're going to be live streaming it. I probably also will have it live streamed on my page as well. So if you like, I don't know how I feel. Let me tell y'all something. Airmen, big letter A, airmen. For those that don't know what that means, if you serve in the United States Air Force, you are an airman. So we have rank and titles, but overall, we are all airmen. This is the time that I want airmen to to reach out to another airman, not lower, just everybody as airmen. All my other branches, reach out to each other, because I have been posting all month about Mental Health Awareness Month. And I started my Mental Moving Mountains Mondays with a hike in support of just helping people face mountains in their life. I am an advocate for this because I deal with it day to day. I have life challenges that, it's just a part of who I am. It's not that I don't overcome my challenges. It's because my heart is so big and I care so deep that life is going through life for everybody. And if you're connected to me, or if I ever come in the vicinity of people, I have the charge that I want to help. And that weighs heavy on me. It does. It weighs heavy on me. So sometimes I'm fighting battles that not even mine. I'm fighting demons for people that need a demon slayer. I'm fighting for people's souls. Okay. And I get a lot of fight because my soul disrupts those of others, because I won't allow for darkness to take place, not on my watch. And it comes for me heavily. and it's hard. It's very hard. But I know that I'm protected and covered and I'm favored. And in God's graces and mercy, I will always be okay. High low days and high days. I'm going to be okay. But I want you to know that you're going to be okay as well. Because the truth of the matter is this. We are all one. We are all one. We are all one people. So if a mother right now is hurting because her son is gone, I too am hurting because I am a mother too. And I would never want to feel that pain. So I just ask people to look at life in a way of looking at situations like, how can I be of service to someone else? How can I help someone else? How can I do right for someone else? The message that I gave the youth yesterday was that it's not about me. It's not about you. Life is not about you. I know y'all get it. Y'all thought it was the Nat show. It's not about Nat. It's the highlight reel to get you in. I'm just trying to tell you. Those that know me, they know the story that I always tell. Those that have heard me speak, those that have attended my trainings, those that have come in the capacity of any type of training or anything that I do, I pay it forward to honor the day my life changed when I learned that lesson. And that is always in true honor of my friend Antoine Hope. So the youth, they got to learn about him yesterday. They got to learn about the day that changed my life, that when I started serving for more than just myself. So I need you guys to just take that. When you see anyone that have served in any military branch, thank them for their service. Thank them. Just say thank you for your service. Because the moment that anyone declares that they're joining the military and they take that oath of enlistment, they have just made it beyond them, whether they understand truly what they're doing. Every youth that have come across my desk and come up to my old place of employment to join the military, they did not understand that this is the day their life changes forever. I always did a big shebang bang for them so that I make it a big deal. And I know sometimes my coworkers are like, you're so extra. I am. I'm extra in making people feel great. I'm extra in making people feel like they matter. I'm extra in making sure that everybody has due justice and feel like they are being treated properly. I am extra in all those areas. If you don't believe it, ask my leadership. They're mad at me probably to this day of how extra and how far I will go to make sure that people are seen, heard, and that they're loved and cared for, especially if they're wearing, I don't have my uniform on, but if they're rocking and bleeding blue. So I ask, if you can, come out and support. Show numbers. If you know me personally, hit me up, text me, call me. Um, you know, I will be going here in a little bit for the wait. And then tomorrow I will be going to the funeral. If you still can fit into your uniform, put your uniform on. If you can, if you're in standards. Um, Surprisingly, I'm in standards. I mean, not my physique, but my nails are in standards. I don't know. It's been a shift happening. I don't know. But if you can, I will be donning on my uniform again tomorrow because I'm going to be honoring a young man that made a decision that other people don't do. When I told the kids at the school yesterday, I said, do you understand that only 1% of the United States citizens join the military? They were like, what? I said, yes. So when you see a veteran, they are a superhero. And typically when I go into the high schools, I have another superhero costume, I call it, my uniform, my outside the military uniform, because we are superheroes. This young man was a superhero. This young man, his story, it is going to change lives. His honor, his dignity, his decision, his dedication to serve his country, to do something beyond him, that is going to change lives. So that I ask you to keep his name alive. Keep following this because typically after funerals, people always disappear. That's when people need support the most. So the airmen that served with him directly, that know him directly, the airmen that's in that county down near Herbert Field, at Eglin in the Okaloosa County, they may be disturbed by this. They may feel unsafe. I lived in that area. It was my first assignment. And because of the matter of this case, they may feel very unsafe to even just still be in that area. So lean on someone, reach out to someone, make sure that you know the resources. For everybody here, you always have the Veterans Crisis Line, 988. You can dial 988. You can get to the Veterans Crisis Line. It's 24/7. You can talk to someone. I know there's always been a stigma about mental health. I'm here to break the stigma. Mental health is this. This is mental health. This is what it looks like. It doesn't look like someone crying all the time. It doesn't look like somebody just raggedy and just beat down. That's not what it looks like. I need y'all to wake up. Mental health can be someone that is cheerful and smiling every day. It does not mean that they're happy inside. It does not mean that they don't have pain and hurting. So a lot of us is programmed to put the mask on. So I'm asking everybody, take the mask off today. If you need help, reach out. If you need someone to talk to, reach out. There are resources. There are people that care. I am one of those people that care. So I know the struggle. I know the struggle firsthand. I know the struggle secondhand. I have endured a lot, and I know that life is everybody's going through it. Don't let social media fool y'all. Don't let it. Social media is a place where people want to feel happy and be happy. And I like social media, right? But I want you to understand, don't get confused that people aren't going through life challenges. Don't get confused that people aren't having obstacles they have to face. Don't get confused that, you know, people don't have things going on, because they do. The difference is that, are they going to be transparent enough to share their truth? I am the transparent coach. I tell people that all the time. Some people think I share too much, and I say, why not? I have nothing to hide. I am who I am. And so I don't mind sharing my story or my challenges, or when I'm low, because I know that there are other people that feel the same way, and they feel embarrassed to share. They feel afraid to share. And I'm like, no, don't ever. You don't have to put all your stuff on social media. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to do that. But because I have people that are connected to me via these platforms, and they look to me for guidance, I would never sit there and show that everything's okay all the time. Absolutely not. It is not. I told those young men yesterday in the class, it's okay to cry, because they think that they're not supposed to. It's okay to hug each other, to support each other, to be there for each other. It's okay. Stop making like I don't like when people think like, oh man, I don't want them to see me, you know, talking to them. Unfortunately, let me tell y'all, there's people that they hit me up in my DMs, but they don't post it on their page and stuff. But it's like, it's cool. I see you too. I have nothing but good light and heart, and good heart, pure heart, light and love to everybody. You can support me privately, you can support me publicly. But if you're afraid to support the message publicly, then it makes me wonder and question, what are you really truly after? So again, peace, light, and love. I give nothing but sound blessings to everybody, to make sure that during this time, this can be very triggering for some people. This could be very challenging for some people. Um, if it's going to trigger you or challenge you to show up, then still do your honor in some way. Just do it differently. Journal about it, meditate on it, Go inside nature. The kids yesterday laughed. I told them I'm a tree hugger. They're like, "What?" Like, yeah, if you see me hugging trees, just say, "What up, Coach Nat?" and keep it moving, Or come join me. Come join me and hug the tree. If there's a tree that talks to me, best believe if you see me touching a tree, hugging a tree, climbing a tree, sitting near a tree, it has spoke to my soul. So it's okay. You can join in too. Um, but that's just what the message is. Come out, support, be there. I'm gonna say it again. Today, the wake is from noon to 7 p.m. Tomorrow, the funeral is at 11 a.m. right here at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Lithonia. And if you are in the Okaloosa County area, tomorrow night is the candlelit vigil at 6 p.m. So I hope to honor this young man and, just honor life in general. So you guys have an amazing day. And that is all. And share this with anyone that is in the Georgia area that can come out and support and honor his life.